Sanibona emakhaya igama lami Scelo Ngubane. I'm an inspirational speaker. Today we have our special guest. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Listeners, lona Melodious Masuku. I'm born, bred and buttered khona lana eMaphupheni.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the dreamland.
In the dreamland, Dream City.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Uyimbongi as well.
Ngimbongi babu Ngubane.
An artist.
I'm a poet, a singer, and also a writer.
Awushaye nje ngepoem yokusivusa sisa open this interview with you. What is in your heart?
Yifa kufa, mina ngiyikufa. Ngithunyiwe ngiphathisiwe to hand over the truth, to make over situations and to turn over that has not been turned over. I'm here to stay, to sway and to swerve. I am going nowhere till I get somewhere. Ngiyisitha, isitha sesitha, isitha esinobuta, isitha sezifo nokufa. Ngizophilisa, ngizobhidliza, ngizobulala ababulale, ngibhubhisa ababhubhisi. Ngithi yifa kufa, mina ngiyikufa. No grave, I mean no grave will embody my body till I empower somebody to be transformed to somebody. Ngiyifeze intando yenkosi, maye yifa kufa, mina ngiyikufa. Naso.
Oh wow.
Yabonga baba.
But you and poetry, where did it start?
You know, funny enough, I started, I think, poetry after my matric.
Okay.
Yeah, after my matric, because that's when after my matric, I didn't go to school for, I think, for a couple of years, 3 or 4 years. That's when most of the time, that frustration, I used to take it out in terms of writing.
Wow.
I now start writing, maybe encourage like this one.
Yeah.
Say, yifa kufa, mina ngikufa. Started writing the thoughts that were coming into my mind.
Wow.
You see, maybe it was there before, but I started noticing it after my matric. That's when I started writing. Writing my thoughts each and every day, writing what I was going through, what I was feeling at that particular time.
The linguistic intelligence. How did you notice that you are good with words?
I noticed when I used to, even now, I love watching movies.
Okay.
So each and every time, like for instance, you know, Van Damme and Tombo or Rambo would say, or Schwarzenegger will say, "I'll be back." Most of the time, I will say what they are saying. After the movie, there will be certain phrases that I will say, like in Bloodsport. There's where Van Damme will say, "Teach me." He's telling the sensei, say, "Teach me, I can do it." And then the sensei will say, "You are not a Tanaka, you are not a Tanaka." And then Van Damme will reply and say, "But you told me that I can do anything." At why? I say, "To honor you, Shidoshi." So what I'm trying to say, those are the lines that Van Damme says in the movie. So I would always, I'm good when it comes to, how can I put
Memorizing.
Memorizing words.
Wow.
I'm good. That's when I saw, because I'll do that.
Yes.
I'll be back. Teach me. I can do it.
Yes.
I'll do those things. That's when it started. I knew that I'm good when it comes to words.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Now, looking at today's time, looking at the suffering that we go through,
Yes.
We have less and less of documentation that are done,
Yes.
by Abodaki especially,
Yes.
in writing about their situation.
Yes.
Why is it important to write about your situation?
It's very important, Babu Ngubane, because you see, I always say to people, everyone is a poet. How? Because poetry, it's about feelings.
Okay.
Saying your feelings. It's just that we as poets, we write them. And also there are a lot of there are types of poets. There are poets that only write.
Okay.
There are poets that write and recite, just like me.
Okay.
I'm a writer, and I'm good when it comes to reciting or performing
Yes.
that piece that you have written. So it's important to write your feelings, because when you don't talk, for instance, there's this thing now they're talking about, they say kuluma, especially to us as men, they say kuluma ndoda. It's
Yes.
very important, because at least once you talk, you are easing that stress, you are easing that depression that you are trying to feel by writing.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Now, in situations
Yes.
that you find yourself,
Yes.
do you write while you are in the situation, or you write after the situation has passed?
It happened both.
Okay.
It happened both, yes. For instance, there's a piece of poem that I did, I think this Wednesday. I'm going through some situation, especially financially.
Yeah.
Then on Wednesday, when I came to work, I just felt in my heart that I need to write something. As I'm telling you, I had a feeling, and I didn't want to talk to someone. You see, there's something I love or I like about the book. The book, when you say I'm angry, the book will never ask you why are you angry.
Oh.
When you say when you say I'm happy or I'm so frustrated or I'm angry at Ngubane, the book will never. The book will only listen to you.
Wow.
So I came in the morning. I wrote what I was feeling. And
the poem that you sent me.
the poem that I sent you, I wrote what I was feeling at that particular
Can you
time.
still remember the words?
No,
Because that was a very powerful poem.
I can't. I'm sorry that I didn't even bring the book for that poem. I'm
Yes,
sorry. Yes,
no,
yes.
it was touching. I think you need to improvise something like that, for our audience at home. Because I was moved really by what you wrote there. Because in less than 5 minutes, you are able to sum up some of your life, life
Yes,
journey,
yes.
just in few moments.
Yes,
Because that's
yes.
what I think poets are good with that.
Yes,
You're
yes.
good in summing up the confusion or the hagamaka that is taking place. Yes.
Yeah, but that one I don't remember.
You don't remember
I
that one.
I don't remember that one.
But we're
Yes.
talking about also
Yeah.
you as a devoted Christian.
Yes.
Where did it start? Uthi ube yikholwa?
All right, thanks. Growing up, I used to be naughty, man. I used to be naughty, especially
all right,
when
mate.
yes, I'm okay. But I used to be naughty.
Yes.
And then when I was 14 years, I remember because of the situation, Yasekaya, I said, man, I need a better life, man. Then there was one time, there's another guy who was a Christian who invited me to a church, a Bible church.
Yeah.
That's where it started because really I was ready. You see, when they spoke the word fell into my heart. Then I dedicated my life to Christ.
What do you mean the situation at home?
At home, my mom never went to school.
Okay.
My father has never been to school. Also, both my father and my mother. Another thing, let me share. It's something you never ask. I also once was a domestic worker. How come? Because my mama never went to school. After my matric, my mom used to go with me to a kitchen. My mom got sick. My mom wanted to keep the job. What could she do? She would go with me because I was not working. She would go with me to a kitchen. After that, Mr. Ngubane, my mom passed on.
Oh, sorry.
After my mom passed on, I continued working in my kitchen as a domestic worker. That is why you cannot tell me a thing about ironing.
Even the cleanliness, man, you can tell what
I think it comes from there.
Wow.
Yeah, you can never tell me a thing about ironing. Yeah, what I don't like is cooking, but ironing, cleaning the house, I used to do that and for 2 years. Up
Wow.
until I think there was one time when the gardening service came and my mom gave me an apron, a blue apron. Yeah, I don't know where is that apron now, but my mom gave me a blue apron. I used to wear that apron every time when I worked there.
Wow.
So while I was working, I remember I was taking the washing because the first thing that you do as a domestic worker, mostly you take the washing because you wash the washing with the machine.
Yeah.
After in the morning, you take the washing so that it could dry up. Then later afternoon, what you'll need to do is to iron. So I was taking the washing outside. I was busy hanging the washing there. Gardening service guys were there. And they were so shocked. Say, a guy, or maybe he's gay, or what was happening? I think that thing made the guys who hired me by that time to feel ashamed. Then they let me go. That's when I stopped being a domestic worker. But
Wow.
to answer your question, you were asking me about my situation at home. Yeah, my mom has never been to school.
Yo.
My father has never been to school. So the situation was very tough at home. I'm telling you. That is why I said I wanted a better life. That's when I dedicated my life to Christ.
Wow.
Yes,
Now, you see, that the reason why I'm asking you this is because when nothing makes sense in this world, when nothing really seems to be coming right,
Yes.
the only thing that you hear is the gospel.
Yes.
The interesting thing is that it makes sense in your situation to suffer.
yeah.
Hence you find a lot of time people will say, why is it that rich people don't go for the gospels? Because it's difficult to give you a reason. But
Yeah.
when you are poor, the only thing that gives you hope is Christ.
Yeah, it's Christ. It's Christ. True.
Wow.
It's
So you
true.
have 14 years.
14 years. Some years ago, it was 1995 on the 23rd of August. I still remember. That's when I dedicated my life to Christ. And ever since, my life changed.
Wow.
Until and then that's when I also discovered that I can also sing, I can also compose. I'm a good writer. It's just that at this time, poetry is taking over
Yes.
my life. Yeah.
Yes.
And also I need to focus because I always tell people that we need to learn. You see, even if you have 7 talents,
Yeah.
but at least you learn to focus.
Focus on one.
Once you
And
because
do it well.
because if you try to do all seven of them at the same time, chances are you end up not even doing one. Just like a lion. I always use the lion because even God wants us. I don't know why we must learn from the animals, but even God that funda entuthaneni,
Yes.
filandini. So I also tell people let us learn from the lion. The lion, Mr. Ngubane, will study, or let's say there are wilder beasts there, will study those wilder beasts or those animals and find one that that he sees that this one I can go after and take. Let's say now it's showtime, it wants to go to that wilder beast. Then the wilder beast, they run. While they are running, and then it happened that there's another one that just bumps into this lion. This lion never targeted this. The lion will leave this one. My wife says I'm lying. I'm telling you, the lion, hey, I'll come back to you and go and follow the one it spotted.
The focus is there.
Focus.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I also like how you're telling the story. Nama sound effect. It's not only movies that you're watching. No, I enjoy your storytelling. Unama sound effect.
I'm talking too much.
No, it's good. I enjoy the fact that Axis stories tuli. You know, very pubes. So I'm watching and I'm listening to.
I don't know why I
You
speak
are a
like
good
this.
storyteller.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I can tell.
I tell.
Yeah.
Thank you,
But
Mr.
also, I
Ngubane.
love the fact that you are a comedian as well. You used to make a situation happen. Forward.
I don't know.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
I
I don't know. Especially maybe it's because of environment. Especially you.
Okay.
Yeah, you know I call you Ketsemane. I don't know where because in the Bible we don't have Ketse, we have Ketsemane, but we call each other Ketse. So I don't know. Especially when I'm with you, maybe it differs.
Okay.
Yeah, it differs.
It comes out naturally with you. Who's so comedic.
Maybe.
No, I mean, I thought maybe you have identified that as another talent of yours because you also MC.
Yes.
So making audience feel important.
Yes.
And feel at ease. I mean,
Yes.
jokes also helps, you know. So I wanted to ask you about jokes. So now that you're saying, yes, Izela.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I'm a professional comedian or what, but yes, there and there I do like to make jokes or make fun of something. But at the same time, other people, they find me as someone who's laid back. They don't know that side. You see? That is why I'm saying maybe it differs with an environment.
Yes.
Because every time when I'm with you, we were laughing out the morning,
Yes.
laughing like crazy, you see. So I think it also, yes, it's there, but it only comes out maybe in a certain way. When the environment allows.
When
Goops ungasho kanjani. Phela mawusho kanjani, it leads me to another thing that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Uthi ngoyitela kanje, look at my head. When growing up, I used to have low self-esteem. How I'm telling you, and God is a funny God. They knew that I didn't want to be in front of people, but the gifts and the talents that He gave me
are driving you to the people.
They say, the head that you don't want people to see. I want you to be.
It's gonna be the headmaster.
Yeah,
on the headlines.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I grew up with low self-esteem. It
So
took me some time.
natural.
I think maybe it was my way to protect myself. Mara wathi nyawayitana. Aya wayitana. Umfundi wami ngahleka mangezwe ukuthi nyawayitana.
Naye uthothi nokumwanta phela wena. Akekho umuntu emiyekayo ndoda.
Aya koyitana mngani wami.
Oh wow.
Sure, Mr.
So
Ngubane.
now let's go back to your pursuit of poetry
Yeah.
and your calling
Yes.
as a man. You talked earlier about the fact that men are facing a lot of challenges and they don't talk about them. Men go through so many challenges and they don't get somebody who can be a confidant.
Yes.
What can we do I mean, the book and the paper, you are saying that's a very good friend
Yeah.
that will not ask you why you're angry.
Yes.
How can we have more? I mean, in fact, it's so sad today to say abantu besilisa sebebonakala njengathi yilwane,
Sure.
and there are facts in that to say, but what this guy did is not really human. You know,
Yes,
this thing that this person is doing, singenze njani mfethu to kill ubulwane amongst us as men.
Yeah, again, Lapo, even if you don't write it, I think it's best, Babu Ngubane, to talk. Because one of the things, or one of the suicidal acts, is to be quiet. Keep it to yourself.
Hey, sir.
For instance, as I was telling you, when I got suspended at work, I was going through some stuff. Yo, it was very hard to sleep. I would sleep one hour. Let's say I decided, I say no, I want to go and sleep. I'm tired. But when I sleep for 1 hour. After that, it happens. Ngiyazivukela nje. Then I start thinking. I think that's where depression is starting now, because you are always thinking tomorrow the same thing happens. You thinking, and no solution. You keep on thinking. So until a friend of mine noticed, I think on Facebook, he sent me a messenger. He said to me, "My friend, I can see that you are not okay." Hey, and then I said, "No, man, I'm okay." I said, "No, you are not okay. Please come, let us talk." I came here like Kumalo. We spoke. I came at 9. I left at 5. I don't know how many hours I was. I spoke to him. I told him that, in fact, I'm going through some stuff. Why I lost my job. Then he told me that, man, when you are so talented, you would worry about jobs when you need to hire people, man, in things like that. But you see, what made my situation to be lesser now? It's after speaking to him, because
I felt like the load has been shared.
I told him everything, even the other negative stuff.
Yeah.
Yabon, I told him that now I'm now doing like this now. Says, I know it's unlike you, it's because of the situation, but don't be too hard to yourself. So as a daughter, yes, we encourage, good, let us speak, guys. Yes, I know, good, as men, sometimes very you feel otherwise to say, hey, I'm weak. It's I say it's okay not to feel okay, but it is not okay to stay not okay. You see, so you need to identify what is it that is making you not okay. But as a man, it's okay, Mr. Ngubane, to not to be
Not to
okay.
be okay.
Yeah, it's okay. When you're not feeling well, you say, I'm not. You are human. You
Wow.
are human. So, but in answering your question, let us talk.
Now I want to challenge you.
Yes.
In the next maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I know you are very spontaneous and creative.
Yeah.
Encourage men to speak up. It's a pandemic. They are watching, maybe they're listening. Omunye ufila ngathi angathatha impilo yakhe, like you've said.
Yeah.
What can you do ngenkondlo mfowethu? Ukhuthaza abajida there.
Okay.
And let's just hear it from your heart.
Let me do le bekezela ndoda. Bekezela ndoda. Kuyobuye kulunge isimo sidlule. Nami, I've been to situations, different mountains I have mounted. I sometimes lost my position, my condition, and my motivation, but I always kept my passion and my vision. Bekunzima ndoda, ngigijima. Kodwa ngiyakhumbula ngama, ngagijima, ngaphinde ngacabanga. I realized that days are not the same. One day there'll be no shame, and I'll live with no blame, and I'll begin to master the game. So now aim, bear the pain, aim, stand the rain, aim, and change the chain. Because of pain, begin to aim, and you will receive your fame. Bekezela ndoda, kuyobuye kulunge isimo sidlule. Ngithi let them laugh. Yeah, ngoba bayahleka abantu. Let them make a show of. The truth shall arrive and your plans will revive. Then somebody will go down when you make a show down. Still there's tomorrow to refuse to diffuse. Bemuse, confuse all your enemies. I say break those chains. Move those mountains. Don't lie, daughter. Don't die. I say break those chains. Move those mountains. You'll find an answer and be a dancer. Never lose hope. I mean joy. Joy comes in the morning after you have stopped mourning. Never lose hope in order to cope. Never lose hope. Still there's hope. When he comes back, you'll never lack. All you need is power to remove your tower and be a sweet flower. You even need potential to be influential. So ndoda lapha ekhaya, don't cry. Don't try. Don't try. Try. Don't try to cry. Try to fly. God is willing and waiting to help you face your morrow, because still there is tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mfethu.
Yachijela.
Mfethu, thank you. You know, mongena ku-character point. Ngathi ngakubukela mfethu, reciting those poems. But also the sound.
Okay.
The way ukwazi ukubumba ngakhona amagama ungene esimeni.
Serious?
Yeah, khona la uthe khona it was over. I'm like, wow. Ngathi uyaqhaqhazela mfethu ukuthi vele sengiyayekela, it's over. So the way you are able to characterize amagama mfethu, it's so beautiful.
Nyanyabonga, I think it's through rehearsal because I rehearse.
You also do rehearsal?
Yeah, I rehearse. Njengoba ngisho to memorize.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
I'll go through. Yabona these ones. Ngiyawasho because I know them by heart. Yabona.
Yes.
So, but I rehearsed even namhlanje because I knew that I was coming here. I had to rehearse, make myself ready. You rehearse. Yabona kanjalo.
But mfethu, no one can resist your humility.
Okay.
Unobuntu, obunye, and for me, sometimes I ask myself, I thought the older you get, maybe you will outgrow humility. You're still as humble as I remember you. I don't know at what age we started knowing each other, but you're still humble even today.
Thank you.
Yini ekwenza ube this grounded?
I think of my background, Fetu. Yeah, I think the background that I come from, and I know good life can just change just like that. So I think it's the background. And I mean, I'm not aware that I'm humble. This is why this is who I am and how I am.
Nokuzigukumeza abantu ungaboni ukuthi ngizama ukuzigukumeza ababoni.
I don't have that thing.
Oh, wow.
But you are not the first one to say that. But I'm so encouraged, and I hope that I'll keep on being like that because even God encourages the humility. But I think of it's because of where I come from.
Your background.
Yeah.
It always brings you
down.
Wow.
When I remember where I come from, I cannot look down upon other people.
Because one day you, at some point, you were down yourself.
I was down,
and somebody saw a potential in you.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Now, what can we? What are you cooking? Actually, it's my kitchen. So I'm trying to use a kitchen language. What are you cooking in your poetry?
Yeah, I'm working on writing a book.
Yes, I'm looking forward.
As you encourage.
I'm looking forward to your book, man.
That book will be called Ngenxa Yephupho, because of a dream. You see, because I'm here today. It's because of I could have lost my life. I could have, especially last year. But when I remembered my dream, you see, because it's very important. Sometimes when you are down, remember why. Remember your dream. Why do you want to live? Why do you have to live? Why do you have to wake up every morning? Once you remember that, you get strength again. You get
this dream you're talking about. Please share it with us.
My dream, I want to be obvious. Number one, I want to have money, Mr. Ngubane. I don't want to lie. Once I have money, I'll be able to help, because there's someone who told me that I need to, as I told you, a friend of mine encouraged me, would stop crying. You need to employ people. I want to open opportunities for young people, especially from where I come from, or a Davidton. Hire them and give them not just a survival money, give them good money so that they can be able to pursue also their dreams. So in a nutshell, I want to say my dream is to have money. Yes, I want to have money by what I'm doing, to at least if I can be able to raise a lot of money so that I can be able to hire abantu abakhona ukuthi baphile, bangaphili nje kuphela, baphile nabo balandele amaphupho wabo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Igama le company kuba yini?
Obvious.
The Dreamland. Ngenxa yephupho. Wow.
Yeah, ngenxa yephupho mfethu.
You see, you're reminding me of one of the great entrepreneurs. I think is Ford the second.
Yeah.
He said the only time he was going to allow people to come to his company if they're able to dream, if they're able to imagine.
Yes.
To say, how important is it to imagine? If we say many, that is very difficult.
Yeah.
You think this situation is going to last forever.
Yeah.
You don't have another picture that maybe this is just going to be temporary.
Yes.
So what can we do to encourage ourselves? Because umuntu, you spoke about when you lost your job, in your mind, you'll only sleep for 2 hours and afterwards being worried about that. To be less worried.
Yeah, after I spoke to my friend, that's when now things started to change now.
Yeah, but you also spoke about that you cried. Why is it important for men to cry? Because that another thing that people, sikhule kuthiwa indoda ayikhali. What is it important? Why would you encourage men to cry?
Yeah, we need to cry. To cry, nakhona there are many forms of crying, but you need to cry. To cry, you are taking that pain, man. Taking that pain out of yourself and say, mfethu manje isimo asikho the way ngisifuna ngakhona. It's very limele. Ngoba when you don't cry futhi, how will you get help if you don't cry? Because even soldiers, they do cry. So you need to cry. You say, hey, mfethu, hey, help, help. Yeah, uyaminza lapha.
Serenity
yeah, mfethu kunzima. Lokho kukodwa, there's tears angazi nami. There's something that they do psychologically. You are crying. There's something when you cry. I told you ngithi ukuthi nami not only cry mhlawumbe kwamanye amadoda, you can cry nakusisi wakho, kunkosikazi wakho, kungasabi. Mina when I got the suspension, first thing when I went into a kitchen kunkosikazi, ungibuza ukuthi why are you early today? I cried. I cried. I couldn't tell her ukuthi kwenzakaleni kwenzeni. I cried mfethu, ngakhala kuye wathi don't worry kuzoba right, ngamtshela ukuthi I got suspended, uyabona. So but lokho I think konke lokho kungiyiko kungisizile, yabona.
She was there.
She was there kungisizile because it was easy for I could have been kuma suicidal what sengicabanga vele ukuthatha life yami because such thoughts. I think I once spoke to her wathi yena, I'm worried you are no longer sleeping. Ngamtshela ngathi ngicabanga ukwenza so i-life cover izonza wathi hey ngathi usangene manje, no get someone, washo kanje wathi get someone to talk to, yabona. That's why she was happy when I told her ukuthi there's a Brian, my friend, wants to talk to me, what they better, because I was thinking about that.
So it's important also Sabatita have somebody ongaventa kuye.
Yes.
Somebody ongathi this is my confidant.
Injalo mngani wami, injalo.
It's important to shape your life.
Injalo.
They say show us your friends and we shall assume your future.
Yes, injalo is very important ngoba nakhona mara Mr. Ngubane indaba yokukhuluma. But mara ekugcineni mele ukhulume whether
you healing yourself.
Yeah, you healing yourself. Yeah, ngoba mara uthini ngalaba ukhulume ebantwini who will use that against you. Yabona.
That is innovatable.
Injalo.
I think
but
we can't
we cannot, but we encourage ukuthi let us talk. Yeah.
Maybe also we need to encourage abantu to go to social workers. Because they are hired to do that. Umsebenzi wabo ukuthi abantu beze. Because I think they say abathi thina sina semakliniki mfethu. We see blinded by saying what I don't know won't kill me.
And akukho right.
And what you don't know may kill you.
It will.
Ishaya i-COVID. Singayazi.
Kuzokushaya. Kanti kungcono mawuso uyithola ikusese early. Ayinto ifana nani whether it's testing or what. Kungcono let's say not testing ye-HIV kuphela. Let's say ushukela or in kubalekile bamkuwe. What if say kwelinye level? Manje ukupreventwa kwayo or ukcure kwawo it takes more effort than kanti bukabe uyithole lapha. So kubalekile nje obukhulu ukuthi kumele uchecka nje. Hambe uyocheckisa ukuthi right now emtholampilo. So right mangabe kunento ngathi yacala ibanjwe kusesemanje.
Yeah, because they say women always go to clinic, they always visit there from time to time. Thina sabajida siya vele
sile ikwelinye level
uyolala ubuthongo bokugcina nje
injalo
athi ama sound effects I don't want us to lose them.
Which
mawushona nje cimi ba. Now you are not only an artist, you also a professional boilermaker.
Yes.
Ngokubiza kahle.
Yeah, boilermaker welder. Ngishuthi ngasho kanjalo boilermaker. Yes.
That's what you studied.
Yes, that's what nakhona uNkulunkulu umusa wakhe. So angazi can I tell you what happens? Yeah. So after bengisebenza nasemacho after being a domestic worker I got umsebenzi bengu merchandiser yaza ama chocolate labo sisiba sesontweni bawadlila ama chocolate. From lapho because I did maths and science, so they said there's a company that is looking for artisans, for artisans, but baqala as an apprentice. I applied. Then I went through a process yakhona selection, interview, aptitude test. Then eventually I got into the program. It ran for 4 years. Then after that I became a qualified artisan, welder, boilermaker.
Science and maths. But ngiyaqala ukuzwa an artist, a intelligence ngapha, an academia ngapha, because you very very intelligent. Uzikuba kanjani zonke lento lezi? I know art is about creativity, it's about all of that. But you are also a different, I will say, breed of a human being.
I don't know, but lena manje if family yami le yokuba artisan, I think I took it from my father.
Okay.
He never went to school, but that man akekho umuntu oshaya engimaziyo bekashaya isilingi njengobaba.
Wow.
Ngizibuza ngithi ubaba itape bekayazi kanjani ngoba baba never bekangitshela mina. Asho ukuthi mntanami azange aye esikolweni. Yeah, ubaba Masuku athi akazange ngaye esikolweni. So then my brother will tell me said I'm for uyithathe ngoba even physical ukusebenza nje ngigood vele umsebenzi wezandla angazi nami ngithi, but that's why ngisho ukuthi I think I took it from my father because ubaba mbe kagood in such a way ukuthi few yemikhukhu emaphupheni enesilingi isilingi ekhaya kunesilingi phezulu kunesilingi emasayidini.
Wow.
And then sisahlale east ngoba siqale sahlale east east isilingi yakhona bokuyile le amaplanka le yayibona le yabule emkhukhwini phezulu bokuyi then emasayidini kuyile. So I think I took it from my father.
Wow.
Hey, ukuthi yena wayefundiswa ubani ndama ngazi was a carpenter. Yeah.
Wow.
He was good when it comes to wood nokufaka ama-ceiling kanjalo. Yeah.
You and your brothers, I think I love your relationship,
Yeah.
that you guys are very close.
Yes, yes.
Is it because of maybe losing your parents while you were still young that you learned to survive together?
Yes, I think that may be the cause because kukhona uzemva kwami senikuba ne-last born. I think the bond vele isuka from ekhaya and nokuthi we are from, not to say ukuthi abantu let's say mhlambe anikho ansiya ama-siblings nizalwe ubaba oyi-one or umama oyi-one. Yeah, so thina sonke sibuye sinomama oyi-one nobaba oyi-one. So I think lokho and ubaba always encouraged ukuthi sonke sizwane. So I think ibuya lapho.
Wow.
Yeah. Nokuthi futhi legama ngithi ngubuti, Michael Buti. Legama lika Buti ubaba okay maka ngitshela yena waba nomntwana wokucala first born sisi wami sesekhona kwaba intombazana. Waba nomntwana kwaba umfana uJwanisa washona na 2 months. Waba nomntwana intombazana uLindiwe, I think uyamazi, my sister. Waba nomntwana after uLindiwe womfana washona. Kwavela mina ke manje. Yabona, so sekaluze 2 yabafana lo ushona na 2 years ke lo uyowaphila yani bekasale thembe ukuthi uzoba nabafana na washona na 2 years something happened ngathi wagula washona na 2 years kwavela mina ke makuvela mina wathi lo ubuti. So imagine phela umuntu mawuthi ubuti usho ukuthi ubuti like kunabanye abazoze emva kwakhe mabambheka bathi ubuti shuthi at his back of his mind he had this thing ukuthi yebo lo umuntu wawo nomfana ubuti but I'm hoping for others to come. So after that kwaba nomfowethu. After that kwaba nomunye wokugcina vele legama lika Buti became
it was fulfilled. So why is it important? Because abantu abadala ngathi bebathanda to name abantwana according to situations.
Yeah, ngibona kanjalo. Yangithi into because he already lost 2 sons. So he was hoping for other sons, I think. So that is why wathi ubuti. So
wow.
Ngicabanga ukuthi nale bond between me and my brothers ibuya lapho vele ukuthi ngubhuti babangibheka bathi bhuti nami ngibona abantu ekumele abafowethu abancane kumele ngibabhekelele ngoba bangi because of lento babayisho athi ngubhuti phela. Another thing ezubhuti kumele unakekele intwana zakho awufuni zishaye ngoba ubhuti vele. I think that
so now boy leyo khona manje vele ephumayo makuliwa ukuthi ushaya intwana yami.
There are ngathi situations like that ayenzeka bashaya especially lo ozimva kwami hayi awuthe khona hey ngayishaya
webaba.
And funny enough ngatshela uma ngathi bashaya ufani lapho wathi awu bashaya ufani ngathi wathi okay ngathi ngiyaye ngisayoyisolve mangifika lapho ngithola ukuthi bashaya intwana yami ayishi nami ngadila nayo le out leyo which is encourage but ngaleso sikhathi leyo ngadila nayo ngabe
no sometimes you aspire five-fold ministry.
ngambamba ngayo fe.
Ifaki la yini. I wanted to say another name is Michael. When I called you the other day ngamangala umuntu I'm Michael. Oh nagoke manje.
Michael makasho I think umlungu lubeka kusebenza ngaleso sikhathi named me yabona Michael.
But how do you feel about that name? You know, in fact, I have a problem with my English name. That I don't like it.
You don't like it?
And it's on the fair basis to say mangibuza mama why ningiyezele igama. It says esikoleni kwakufuneka amagama ayi2 lasekhaya nelasezikolweni. So I'm like angiseke esikolweni so legama manje lifunani kimi because esigama lesikolo so alisale nesikolo ke not me because actually nilifunela for isikolo. So I mina ngusicelo nje that's it. And I feel confident because I understand
Yeah.
umama mangicela ukuthi wayangibiza igama lesicelo
Yeah.
but angilithandi lesilungu wena mfethu ubona ukuthi embrace nasefonini ngathi mhlambe la neyikhona tuna
Michael, no, I think okay, mase sibuya ngapha evangelini
Yeah.
because evangelini uMichael ingilosi le uMichael kunengilosi eBhayibhelini igama layo uMichael.
bathi le yokulwa
Ile
mfethu.
yokulwa.
So you feel that fight
Especially
within you.
mina ngilwa ngamagama ngithi uyabona ngiyaphonsa
Mm.
ngiyaphonsa nje nguMichael
It makes perfect, it makes perfect sense because you
Yes.
love it and you embrace it.
Yes, sir.
Because your other sister or cousin,
Yeah.
benongitshela igama lakhe usibongile beyangalithandi naye. Athi le gama ngilizwisisi kahle. I think there is that I want to come to the transition that
Yeah.
you are an adult today
Yes, sir.
that grew up during the time of apartheid, encane nakhona.
Yeah.
And you were in the times of democracy, ever since the dawn of democracy.
Yeah.
What is your feeling about the country? So phile so leyinkathi zonke up until today.
Yeah. Kona sasijabulile Mr. Ngubane. I'm not that good mara bathi wonke umuntu is a politician because or wonke umuntu ngathi let me rephrase ngathi politician. Wonke umuntu is being affected by politics because but life is politics vele.
The definition of the word politics
Yeah.
is wrongly interpreted
Yeah.
a lot of time because
Yeah.
people think politics is political party.
Yeah.
But the word politics
Yeah.
is politicos, which means of the citizen.
Of the citizen.
Yes. So if you
Oh.
talk about anything that affects citizen, you are being political.
Wonderful.
So you cannot be a non-political person. Kanjani?
Angeke ne?
Yes, it's
Okay,
impossible. That
ngiyabonga.
is
Thank
why,
you,
yeah.
thank you,
But
thank you.
people who don't know the word, they always think, I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
But when you listen to what he's raising,
Yeah.
it's politicos.
Politics.
It's things that affects politics.
Politics.
Citizens, which means you are now a politician. So feel free when you think this is political. You are free to be political.
So bengisasho lo ukuthi emva mawuthi uyabheka yebo sawina inkululeko sajabula but now things mawusubheka manje things are starting bheka afika bedala sicaleni nalento yethu le podcast esikuyo but because of load shedding and yini it's because yonke lento ibuya kuphi khona le politics because of corruption kubo Eskom and things like that uyabona. So kona besasijabulile ukuthi sitholile inkululeko kodwa manje mase sibheka sijike manje sesiyakhala mfowethu sikhala ukuthi yona lenkululeko esiyilwele it's affecting us because businesses especially le load shedding mfowethu isilimaza kakhulu because people are losing jobs ama companies are losing imali eshisiwe manje they are forced ukuthi bahlalise abantu emakhaya. Bengifonela iTelkom izolo kune problem nyana ye network efonini ngiyafonela bazokujuza ukuthi kunendoda ekhulumayo lapho ukuthi all our consultants are currently working at home what yabona working at home abantu and I know ukuthi maybe sometimes nama hours sewakhathiwe it's because of load shedding. So ngisho ukuthi yebo lenkululeko lokho angisakhula ngomncane ngangake kaze ngeexperience into enjengale yabo load shedding but manje sengiba mdala sengiyayibona iyangena and manje seyigcwele kakhulu ukuthi sihlale 6 hours singana igesi. So yeah ngasho lo ukuthi ngibona mina kungathi hey mfethu sibuyela phansi
We degenerating.
siyaphansi yes affect in a bad way.
Yeah. And maybe as an artist and also as a person who's viewing in South Africa,
Yes.
I remember that you are a performer, or a performer just in one place, but around the globe,
yes.
you observe.
Yes.
What can we do as artists, maybe or artist angenzani, to come together in the South African context?
We come together ukuthi sibambane.
Yeah.
Kodwa kuyafuneka vele ukuthi sibambane nenye ngithi maye futhi mara kuma artists babungubana kunzima ngoba ukhona sijike compete with one another. So I challenge leyo kodwa mara masingahlangana we can have a great impact ezweni lethu whether in our communities whether it's balekile like mina for instance usisi wami uSusan we are so close. She's the one actually who encouraged me to go full force manje ku poetry and manje inkondlo zami ngicale ukungathi ngiyashisa mara ngesingame ngiyashisa ngicala ukushisa from last year.
No, don't be apologetic about your greatness. You are great. Yeah.
Uye uthe once you get a job because you need a job to sustain you and maintain your family, but once you get your job make sure that you follow your dream, but especially yena uyabale kakhulu music. Ngamtshela ngathi but mina ngicabanga manje ukufocus kakhulu kule poetry ngibona ngathi what go for it yabona. But what I'm trying to say ukuthi lokuhlangana kwethu yiko okungenze ngaphakama futhi. So yabona ukuthi ukuphendula umbuzo wakho kubalekile ukuthi singamathi sihlanganeni sikeke sikhathe that spirit of compete. Yes, it will always be there, but ukumachora kwethu siyeke ukucompete because it's different as shy ngokufana. Yeah,
maybe a healthy competition will do.
Yes,
other than to be a negative competition.
So kanjalo so khona ukuba nasemphakathini singakhona uma sesihlangene singakhona ukuvusana sijike futhi mhlambe sibuyele kumphakathini la sibuya khona and mhlambe so investor khona or sithi siyabonga umphakathi for ukusikhulisa yabona and futhi si encourage nabanye abasafuna ukwenza lento esiyenzayo sibaphakamise yabona.
Bengifuna ukuza lapho ukuthi you are called a preaching poet.
Yes,
and that really defines you.
Yes.
Is it because of ease that you have inside your heart? What defines you as a preaching poet?
Yeah, it's because nama sengibona the way I articulate and the way I utter words. It's uzongihlezo ngithi words.
No, it's I love how you say it. No, you're a poet. But actually phela wena ngoba uyi-poet yonke into yakho yenzayo kumele ibe nenkondlo phakathi, the words. Yes.
So angisazi ukuthi bengifuna ukuthini.
The question was as a preaching poet.
Oh, preaching poet, yeah. I think ibuya la ukuthi indlela engenza ngayo amagama west futhi nokuthi asikudala ngicedile eBible school emfethu ngingaya eBible school for 4 years.
I'm telling you are a pastor now.
I'm not a pastor ngicedile because I heard God
say. But also ne theology. Why my theology ifihla ncebo?
Mele bangigcoba ngithi bangenze official.
Ngigcoba mina mfethu. I know ukuthi la sinayo i-oil. Sizozama kwamanje ilona. I think sine sunflower.
Alright.
Izoyehla kuyi-oil for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because of that, because I heard God saying I want to use you.
Wow.
2015. That's when in 2016 I went to Bible.
But Mara, you're so amazing. You did theology and you just did it without maybe or something.
Next.
Why did you go for theology?
Because I heard God saying I want to use you.
Wow.
So I think leyo preaching poet ibuya la because kunenkondlo ngizokwenzela before ngihamba inkondlo where I talk about God.
Okay.
So that's when ke bangibona ukuthi hawu ngikhuluma ngokuthi ngathi ngiyashumayela nale nkondlo lebengiyenza le yawenze ngithumele yona ngithi mangicala let them all those rejoice who put their trust. So konke lo it's a verse lento leyo iverse ayibhalwanga yimi ithathe eBhayibhelini. So but ngakwazi ukuyimemorize. So abantu ke akukho it's not everyone who can do that. So that's when the Leonard Soto would say, hey when the way you do ama praise poem, it's like we are shumayel. You are a preaching poet. Usho kanjalo.
Oh wow.
So ibuya la.
So what's your Rema word?
What is the Rema word?
Okay, theology. We call Rema word the word into life.
Ganjani.
My Rema word. Maybe let me make an example with mine. Mine is Matthew 4:4. A man shall not live by bread alone, by every way that. Every time I'm in a difficult situation, I always say a man shall not live by bread alone, which means even if lente ibambekayo azikho. Yes, so I want to know yours. Yes.
Psalms 9:10.
Yes.
Let them all those rejoice who put their trust in you. Let them ever shout for joy because you protect them. Those who know your name will trust in you, for you don't forsake those who totally depend on you.
Oh wow. Such a powerful verse.
And futhi iverse elenziwe ngisho ukuthi bekayimbongo David.
Yes, it was.
Iverse ngelithathe kuye uyobhala amahubo. Yeah.
Wow. So how was your experience with theology?
It was tough.
Because the verse in him there is no failure. You failed on.
Yona bokutough ngoba kumele ngenze for 3 years ngicine sengenza for 4 years ngoba because I was working and so lo nyaka lo was lami kumele ngicede khona I did pass. Okay. But in terms of attendance I failed because kune certain percentage of attendance that is required.
Wow.
So I think I had to do it the following year. Ngayenza And that's why we go by 4 years.
But this is fulfilling exactly what you said,
Yes.
and also what you are being called, a preaching poet.
Yeah.
And I think you have found your niche. That this is my uniqueness. This is where I am.
Yes.
You're flying alone,
Yes.
and you're flying with eagles now.
Yes.
You know, and that is what an identity that you have given to yourself.
Yes.
And we must congratulate you for that.
Thank you. And even my friend who had the one long inspire manje, he said that. Now, what do you? I like that. I like though yena akayithandi ufuna when he does poetry, ufuna sort of ngathi kube theatrical, ngathi theater yabo, ngoba he also acts. Manje mina kakhulu I'm good with ukukhuluma nje ukukhafula amagama. I'm good ukukhafula amagama. So
Wow.
yeah. Ngiyabona and lento vele abasibaningi njengoba sisho ukuthi abasibaningi abayenzayo lento.
Oh wow. But it's such an honor and a gift to have a talented person like you.
Ngiyabonga.
Please give us the piece about God.
Okay. Aw. Siyabonga baba Ngubane. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, man. You're more than welcome.
Praise be to the one who created the universe without the help of anyone. I say, praise be to the one who existed before the existence. I mean, the existence existed for he existed. He was there before there. There became there for he was there. Before there was there, he was already there. In his mind was humankind, so he gave them life, for he is life. I mean, in his mind was humankind, so he gave them life to be like him, to have dominion, power, and rulership. I'm talking about an illustrious, prodigious, ostentatious, marvelous, wondrous, miraculous God, my rock, my refuge, my shield, my castle, my strong tower. Jehovah is his name, omnipotent, omniscient, Alpha, Omega, Omega, Alpha, the first, the last, the first. No matter how you want to perceive him, the fact of the matter is in the beginning, he can see the end. And in the end, he can be the beginning. He is perpetual God with perpetual love for his perpetual purpose. Immovable, immeasurable, unshakable, unchangeable, unchallengeable, faithful, wonderful, and powerful. In him we live, in him we move, and in him we have our being. I say, praise be to the one who created the universe without the help of anyone. Yamba.
That is booty.
Yeah, that is booty.
Michael Masuku.
Nyaje.
Wow. You gave us one of the best interview.
Thank
and
you so much.
I honor the
so
time
much.
that you sacrificed for us to be here.
Thank you
And
so much.
I believe, Gutemaka, they're inspired by you as a person, you know, and also the work that you are doing. May you continue to be excellent.
Thank you.
You've shared also the scars, and also you've shared unashamedly your background of where you come from.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, you will never think a guy from being a domestic worker.
Yes.
It shows what Mandela says when he's quoted to say it's only education that can turn a child of a domestic worker to become the president of the nation.
Mara.
May God bless you.
Thank
May
you.
God be with you.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much. Siyabonga emakhaya. I hope you are inspired by today's interview. May God be with you and may God bless you. Thank you so much.